If you're putting in the work, but your core isn't showing the results, then this is the video for you. Your abs won't grow with crunches alone. They need resistance. Just like every other muscle group, they need progressive overload to become stronger and more defined. Today, I got 5 exercises that we can load up with resistance and build those cinder block abs you're looking for. First up is an old staple, table crunches. This one is great for adding resistance to it, and you've probably seen it a million times, but it works. So I want to show you kind of my favorite way to do it today with a cable machine. We're going to be using the Clench Fitness utility strap, which allows you, you can use the rope style attachment that works just fine. I like the utility strap because it's a little bit longer and I can kind of get it down into a comfortable position when we're doing these crunches. And setting this up, very straightforward. I like to grab something to kneel on, and then we're gonna get down on the floor, grab basically 1/2 of each of the rope here in our hands, and then you're gonna kind of pull it right down into your chest, and then we're gonna focus on crunching. So we don't wanna be pivoting just at the hips here. We wanna focus on like pulling in our abs, tightening those up, and then crunching at the spine. Like we're trying to round that spine and contract all those abs really hard and flex them at the bottom of the rep. So load this thing up, get into it so it's comfortable. You wanna make sure you have enough cable to pull yourself into this straightened position without bottoming it out. And then we're gonna exhale, bring our abs in, crunch it down, big squeeze at the bottom, and then control it on the way up. Don't let it slingshot you up. Exhale, big squeeze, contract those abs, and then come back up. And then we'll do the progressive resistance, pyramid that weight up as you drop those reps through the rest of the working sets. And then your last set should be like super hard, excruciating to get those 8 to 10 reps that you need. And you can also do this exercise with resistance bands as well. It's going to feel different than a cable machine because the cable machine has constant resistance all the way through. With a band, the further you stretch the band, the more resistance it puts out. So at the top of the rep, it's going to be lighter. And at the bottom of the rep, when your abs are at peak contraction, it's going to be a lot harder. So you'll have to fine tune the band to get it right for what you're doing. But both ways of these exercises are going to add resistance to those abs and help them to grow. Next up, we are going to do some weighted sit-ups. So we're going to bring that anchor point down to the floor, and you can use a cable machine, you can use resistance bands, very similar, except the bands have the progressive resistance, of course. And then I like to use the utility strap for this one because it's way easier to get into with the longer strap. And then I need to put some weights down on the floor, like dumbbells or something to put your feet underneath of, because we are going to load this up and it's going to be very hard to do it without anchoring your feet. So you're going to want to drop the weight significantly here because it is very challenging. So start light and then work your way up. Get your feet kind of situated, the knees kind of bent as much as you can so that it's comfortable. We're going to lean back, grab our utility strap, one on each side. And now you can kind of fine tune the distance that you are away from the anchor point to kind of fine tune where the resistance comes on. So with me, I'm about as far as I can get away from it, so that resistance is going to come on right away. And then you're just going to exhale and crunch all the way up, big squeeze, and then control it, fight it on the way down, tap those shoulder blades to the floor, don't lay down fully, and then come back up, big squeeze, and control it. This one sucks. Like, you're not going to be able to get a ton of reps. Start light and go through the exercise, and you are going to feel it massively in your abs. It'll only take a couple of sets, I promise. Next exercise is another old classic. We're going to do some hanging leg raises, and this one is also another challenging one because it's going to challenge your grip strength. It's going to challenge all those hanging pull muscles that you use for pull-ups, and also we're going to throw in some tough ab exercises on top of it. So if you haven't seen these before, you're going to need a pull-up bar, and you're going to hang from the pull-up bar. And now there's kind of a progression that you can do. So I'll show you like the easiest way to do it and then how to progressively add more resistance. So you're gonna grab your bar, kind of whatever grip is comfortable to you. This pull-up bar is a little bit short because my feet should be kind of hanging off the ground. So I'm not gonna get like full range of motion, but it's still gonna be good enough for this demonstration. So when you're hanging from the pull-up bar, the first and easiest is to just bring your knees up, just raise your knees up, crunch those abs, let them down slow. And then the next most difficult is straightening your legs out. So we'll add more, basically we're putting more weight further away from the pivot point. So that's gonna increase the resistance. So now we can hang, and now we keep our legs straight. Exhale, bring them up as high as you can. Control it on the way down. You don't wanna start swinging because we're trying to keep the abs stationary and not using momentum. So we can do it that way. And now when you want to start adding more resistance to that, one of my favorite ways is to use a resistance band. And you can anchor this like I have it on the rack here, or you can use like dumbbells or anchor points to hold it down to the floor. And then I like to just hook my foot into the band. You can hook it just in half of the band, or you can use both sides depending on how much resistance you need. And then we can hang, and we can do our knee raises with a little bit extra progressive resistance. Controlling it. Big squeeze, big crunch at the top, exhale. And that is how we do the hanging leg raises. Next up, we are gonna do some Russian twists. So this is a rotational style of exercise where you're sitting on the floor in this position, and we're gonna use a weight. And this is gonna get pretty challenging. And the whole goal here is to basically keep your lower body stationary and pointing forward. And then we're gonna rotate, touch the weight over here, come back, touch the weight over there. And the whole point of it is to hit these obliques. So you need to have rotation relative to your lower body. And I find this easiest to start out with your feet on the floor and kind of comfortable however you like it here, with your knees bent at whatever angle you want. And then grab your weight just like this. And then we're gonna rotate, exhale, come back up, rotate, exhale, come back up, keep it under control and going through the reps like this. And now as you improve, as you get better, the true way to do these is to pick your lower legs or your feet off the floor and then do this rotational exercise. But as you can see, I don't have a ton of flexibility and I start to get a little off balance. So slow it down, do it nice and slow and controlled. Fight that resistance and bang these out. All right, last exercise. This one's a fun one that's a little bit more creative. We're doing some knee tucks with a slider. So I have this cool little rolling cart that works really well for like hamstring and other exercises. So I got a band hooked up to it, and then I got it hooked to a low anchor point. I'm gonna put this little pad in here just because it makes it feel more comfortable on my toes. And we're gonna get into a plank, and then we're basically gonna put our toes on this cart and do some knee tucks with resistance. So this is gonna combine a plank with some knee tuck resistance. So get everything nice and secured, and then walk yourself away from the anchor point and get you some good tension for a starting point. And then we're just gonna exhale, keep that butt down, squeeze, control it on the way back down. Yep, oh, these are tough. All about control here. We're not going super fast. And remember, we're trying to curl those abs in. Big squeeze, feel it in them abs. Ooh, and that is just a challenging exercise, but it's also pretty fun to do. So try these out. Let me know what you think. Whether you're training with free weights or bands, there are a ton of different ways to use progressive overload in your core training to really help grow your abs and build a strong core. So let me know in the comments below which one of these exercises you're gonna try out, or if you're already doing some that I missed, please share them in the comments below as well. We'd love to hear about it. Also, if you liked what you saw today, be sure to smash that like button. And if you want to see more content like this, check out the on-screen video links. We have a lot of content on this channel to help you get better with your training, whether it's bands, free weights, you name it. Furthermore, if you need any of the bands or accessories shown today, head over to clenchfitness.com. We would be happy and grateful to hook you up. And thank you so much for watching.